Victoria's obsession with controlling my property had always been creative. But after the sheriff incident, I thought she might finally take a hint. She didn't. Her next scheme targeted the very communications infrastructure of my ranch. It started early one morning. I was in the barn checking on the cattle when my assistant, Arthur, ran up, visibly panicked. "Someone's at the satellite dish," he shouted. "They're trying to take it down." I grabbed my ATV keys and tore across the field. By the time I arrived, Victoria was standing under the massive satellite dish near the edge of the property. Wearing her usual smirk, a ladder propped against the metal pole, and holding a wrench like she knew exactly what she was doing. "Victoria, step away," I yelled. She turned, feigning innocence. "I'm just fixing it. It's leaning right. Someone should maintain community property." I stopped. Her lies were obvious. "That dish isn't community property. It's private. And it's the only signal for the local police cameras in this area. You touch it, you're interfering with law enforcement equipment, which is a federal offense." Victoria laughed nervously. "Come on, it's just a dish. What could happen?" Didn't answer. Instead, I tapped my wrist-mounted remote. The dish immediately activated a silent alarm system. Notifying local authorities and activating the cameras, I had pointed toward the perimeter. Within minutes, multiple patrol cars were converging on the ranch. Victoria's smile faltered. "You called? The cops?" Before she could react, my daughter and I, along with the deputies who had arrived, were standing at the base of the dish. "Ma'am," one deputy said, "Ha, you are interfering with private and law enforcement equipment. Step away immediately." Victoria froze, eyes darting between the dish, the deputies, and the camera feed, showing her every move. Panic set in when she realized the gravity of her situation. She had gone from property meddler to someone who could face serious federal charges. "Look, I was just," she stammered. "Just what?" My daughter asked coldly. "Just nearly disabled the only monitoring system for law enforcement in this sector." Victoria's protests fell flat. The deputies handcuffed her on the spot, citing trespassing, interference with law enforcement equipment, and obstruction of federal property. Her HOA minions, watching from a distance, realized she had crossed yet another line, one that couldn't be ignored. By the afternoon, Victoria was being booked for multiple offenses. The local news ran the story. HOA member arrested for attempting to take down police satellite dish on private ranch. Her reputation had officially collapsed beyond repair. I climbed the ladder later, inspecting the satellite dish. It was intact, functioning perfectly. The cameras that monitored the ranch and surrounding area continued transmitting without interruption. Every inch of my property, my home, barns, pastures, and security systems remained secure. I leaned back, sipping iced tea, and thought about Victoria. Every scheme she'd attempted had ended in her humiliation, fines, or arrest. And now, she had managed to turn herself into a federal liability. She had tried to sever communications, thinking it would give her leverage. Instead, she had handed me yet another victory, further reinforcing the undeniable truth. My ranch was untouchable, and any attempts to meddle were only going to backfire. The sunset over the satellite dish was peaceful, a reminder that preparation, planning, and law enforcement on your side make all the difference. Victoria had learned that lesson the hard way. Again, so subscribe to HOA Really More.